It's 4:24 in California, right? It is 7:24 here on the East Coast. I'm out here in New Jersey right now. Very peaceful, very quiet. Yeah, man. So I went out in New York yesterday. Are you a wokey, Lisa? Are you a wide awake person? Are you a spiritual gangster? Are you a warrior? What are you, Lisa? Huh? Man, everybody, man, y'all watching Saturday? You're wokey. Good, good. What part of California are you in? I was in, L.A. I was in the Oakland area for a little bit. I was kind of all parts of California. But come on in and say hi, Grand Rising family, Pasadena. I was in Pasadena for a little bit. I stayed one night there. I stayed where's that city where Lamert Park? What's up, La? What's good? Come on in and say hi. Finally, y'all's asses waking up, huh? What are y'all doing out there in the Matrix? What's going on? Hey, what's up, England? They Q. How you doing, bro? I'm out here in nature right now, man. I had to. How do I join? So send me a guest request. Oh, here we go. We got a guest on this morning. Hello.
Yo, can you see me?
No, I can't
Hello.
see. I can't.
How do I do it? I've done this before. I'm terrible.
Okay, guys, how does he turn the camera on a guest request? We got a verified on here. I didn't even know my man was British like this, dog. Hold up. How does he turn the camera on, guys?
I
We
got a
love
clue.
British accents
I haven't
out
done
here.
this before. It's like my first time doing it.
Oh, seriously?
Let me see. Someone tell me.
Yeah, someone. How does
Someone
he
tell me
turn
how
the
to do it. I
camera
haven't
on,
got a
guys?
clue.
It could be that there might be an enhance at the bottom. The enhance button is usually what I do stuff with. It looks like a little uh, uh, gift box, or like it's not going to be share or more.
No,
Let me see what
it's
it.
not going to share. Or is it multi? Oh, there you go. Hold on. Is that working?
Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, dog?
Is that me? Oh, there you go. How you doing?
There you go,
You
man.
good?
What's going on, my man? How
How
you doing this morning?
I'm good, bro. I'm in Denmark, so I've been working with my band because we're traveling around doing gigs and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's good to
tell
see
people
you,
who
man.
you
It's
are,
good to
what you do, man. I've been.
I follow
Hey, it's good.
you. I'm always following. I'm always following you. You know, I see all your posts and I connect with all of them. I totally understand where you're coming from. It resonates with me a lot. I think can tell by all of your followers it resonates with a lot of people out there, and I think this massive shift in consciousness around the world right now is happening. It's a beautiful thing to see. But I've also, I've got my own opinions on the whole thing, and I understand that there's a lot of people, as you say, this whole thing being woke,
Right.
um, and you see, I think what social media has done is has brought us together with a lot of people that realize that this whole thing is like we question it. We're taught not to question,
Right.
from when I was a child, I questioned everything. If you told me to line up on the right, I'd do the left.
Yep.
Not because not just because I was a little shit. It was because I didn't understand the. I was like, this system, this is wrong. This isn't right. I was very creative, and hence the reason why I ended up being in a band and went touring the world because
That's that.
that worked.
I think that's amazing because most of us resonate with music. A lot of us don't watch TV anymore. A lot of us don't even consume content anymore. But we all resonate with music. So how long? So since the time you were a child, you feel like you were basically born awake, like to knowing that something's not right here.
You know what? This is the God's honest truth. Like when I was younger, I remember from a young age, and I remember looking up at the stars as you all do as children. But I remember thinking that I wanted to go home
Yep.
when I was like 8, like 7 or 8 years old. I remember. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that from a young age, but I didn't want to be here. I was like, I don't like this place, and I used to look up at the stars, and I think that was where I should be. that I was like, I want to go back. I want to go wherever I've come from. I want to go back. And that was from like before I knew anything about, the world.
Yeah, that resonates. We've all pretty much said that. It's like there's all these movies that we resonate with too, like that these characters that, at least for me, like there was this movie when I was a kid, E.T., and it was like it's an old movie, but it was like E.T. phone home. We always felt dialed into somewhere, so we put on
Yeah.
these masks, trying to fit in and be like everybody else our whole
Yeah.
lives. But in reality, you're it sounds like you've always been a creator. You've always been an influencer just in your life. Did people copy your style your whole life? Or people jealous of you?
I don't know. I get a lot of like, social media. It's like I'm like Marmite sometimes. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be. Not everyone's gonna like you, but that's okay. That's ego, and for me to care about that
Yeah, no,
that's
well,
not,
it's we I'm
um
not saying in the sense of like a lot of times where our energy was different, right? High vibrational. Did you have ADHD when you grew up? Like, were you
yeah.
hyper?
I've got ADHD. Yeah. I've got
Yeah.
ADHD. I got thrown out of like 5 different schools growing up.
Wow.
Um, but the funny, the funny thing, I was dyslexic and also ADHD and everything you could think of, and then I ended up being a writer. And I
Wow.
write scripts, write books, and I write. So for me to be like, I was severely dyslexic and hated school, hated anything, hated reading.
Yep.
Never did a lot of reading. But the my writing is something that I've always been drawn to because the creativeness of it and the speed in which I can write is incredible as well. Like, I mean, sometimes I shock myself. I like writing film scripts and I like writing stories and books and stuff. And sometimes I've finished a script in like a couple of weeks, like a full script.
Wow.
Like it's like, and I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I just get so really lost. Maybe that's the ADHD thing. Maybe that's just like concentrating and without having
I
because the Ritalin and all that kind of drugs thing. My mum never put me on it. She was like, nah. She was like, because it numbs you,
It
and
does.
that's what they want. They want us to be numb. They want us to not be creative because all these drugs. And I'm very anti anything to do with like antidepressants and stuff like
Yep.
this. So like microdose, man, just microdose
I,
to do.
I love you. Hey, I love you already. Microdosing changed my life. I was on Adderall, and they try to put me on antidepressants, painkillers, all these different things.
I can
And
see this. People were saying that about ADHD's people were saying they're all resonating right now. Loads of people.
yeah,
Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
it's very common, and microdosing is really the answer. Here's my philosophy on mushrooms and psychedelics. They help change my life, but I think of it this way: anytime the government gets control of something, if we legalize psychedelics, I feel like they're gonna fuck with it. Like to me
Yeah, for real.
I
Yeah, I
mean
mean,
they
look, listen, I was, I've done a lot of amazing ceremonies, which helped me with my addictions growing up because I had a lot of addictions as well,
yep
alcohol, drugs.
yep
Been doing it. I mean, it's not just the stereotype of being in a band and stuff over the last 20 years and getting all fucked up when you do. It kind of goes with it hand in hand. But it was fun days at the same. I had fun,
yeah
but it led to addictions from a lot of past trauma that I had, and my savior was the spiritual path that I found from doing iboga. I don't know if you know about iboga.
yep
And we had to do ayahuasca, which I'm still waiting. It's really funny because it's coming. It's coming. I was that close to doing it the other day, but I got so busy with my life, not just work, but life. And my wife was like, "Go on, you got to go and do it. Go and do it." And I was like, "I know, I've got to do it. I've got to do it." But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But it's gonna. It's come. It's coming. It's coming.
bro, it's been listen to this. It's been calling my name since I woke up. Really, I woke up in the last 3 years, and it was through mushrooms. But I swear, every time that I've been close or something comes up where I know it's not my time. And then the other day, I read about Will Smith that he's done it 15 times in the last 3 years, and he said it was I've had some amazing
Jesus.
ceremonies. He said it was the best feeling he's ever had in his 51 years of life, and so it's to me it's the way to connect to your higher self. And most of us did find spirituality because drugs, gambling, women. Like I had every addiction known to man, and most
Mm.
of them at the exact same time. And so, it being in music, how does that? How? First of all, how did you get into music? Obviously, I know you're a creative and you write scripts, but how did you get into music? And then, how do you
I could
manage
just
it
always.
now, being awake?
I was always singing. I mean, listen, you know, um, I've always tried to write music that has a message in it. I wrote a song called "Stand Up as People," which anyone should try and check out. It's online somewhere. Beautiful message. It just says like, when are we going to stand up as people and realize as people we're all equal? We don't want no World War sequel. For the love of God, think of the people.
Wow,
But I wrote this when the Twin Towers happened, because I was
wow,
actually I was in New York with my band, and I watched the Twin Towers crumble in front of my eyes. I mean, that for me, so when I think about that, it's like I actually witnessed it. I think I saw like a crazy event, which actually was traumatized me from like 17. I was only 17 years old. So imagine I was like thinking, it traumatized me. I swear I had some like PTSD like kind of thing on it.
mm,
Um, and yeah, I kind of that was a big trigger for me. And then there was some bad stuff that happened that kind of made me want to kind of shout out to the world even more from a young age, but I couldn't quite articulate myself because I
right.
was 17.
Hmm.
But as you get older, you realize that music's a powerful message. It's a powerful tool. Like I always try and write songs that have this kind of like moral humanity kind of message in it, but without trying to preach, because you can't do that. You can't. That's what I said to you when we first started talking, right? I said to you like,
Yeah,
my thing is you can't wake people up. I know that everyone's
I
like
know,
everyone needs to wake up.
I
We're
know.
not. We're not all here to wake up, man. We're here to learn.
I 100% agree. It's this thing where there's this show called Dark on Netflix, and there's this character Jonas who time travels, and he keeps time traveling for the love of his life, and every time he goes in the simulation, he messes something else up, and that's how I feel. It's like I want everybody to wake up because I know where I came from as far as a broken
Yeah.
person, never felt like I fit in, overdosed, just all these things where I
Mm.
shouldn't be here. I probably died 10 times in this damn game. And it's like knowing where I'm at now, it's like, and I know it's not my job to wake everybody up. And I lost a lot of people along the way, but it's just something where I'm just like, still, I'm here. So my thing is finding conscious people to get together, doing meditations, and we want to do music. Imagine high vibrational concerts with messages like yours, because I believe when you wrote all of these things and you wrote these scripts, I believe you were being channeled by your higher self.
Oh yeah,
I
my mum
believe
always says that.
it
Yeah.
it was just flowing through you, and like there's no question when you if you wrote a song like that. In 9/11, I was in Chicago, as a matter of fact. I was 21, and it was a
Mm.
weird thing. That was a strange time when I felt like everybody in that moment, people were coming together for about a month after that, where we were all one and we loved each other and everything, and then everything went back to shit. You know what I mean? Hating each other.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like I I don't want to get too deep on that because
Yeah,
you get into the whole conspiracy issue, and I don't want to really talk
I
about
know, I
it if
know.
I'm honest.
We'll keep
Like,
it lighthearted this one.
yeah. Let's not go there, man, because I know everyone's got opinions on it, and it's like we've all. But the thing is, I think that one thing I can say is I know media.
Yeah,
I've been brought up in media since I was 17 years old, and media is bullshit. 100%. That's just the truth. Anyone
it
who
is.
believes an ounce of what the media or an ounce of what the government feed you, that's where you got to wake up, because it's bullshit. Just realize, like, it's an agenda. Everything is an agenda. Everything is. I think we've seen that, especially in the UK with this whole Partygate thing. I don't know if you've seen it with Boris Johnson. It's
Yes,
like telling people to stay at home and while their loved ones are dying, and people not being able to feed their family while they're fucking drinking and having a party. It's just like that. That's the true nature of government.
yep.
Like, and I think people have seen that now, and that's the thing that's lovely. It's actually people are actually seeing it. I just think that they might be a bit stupid to think that another person will step in their place and act any different. it's, it,
It,
it, you know,
they, they
it's
say
there's a
they say
lot
that
of lies.
they say that 7 families control the entire world because they control the media. It's we could talk about Politicians to me are actors. I don't care, Republican,
All
Democrat.
day
I don't give a
long.
shit. They're literally
Obama should be
actors.
an actor. He could have been a good actor. I
Y-
thought Obama's wicked. He's
eh,
a great. He's brilliant.
Here,
I
here,
liked her. I thought he was dope.
here's the funny thing about that. All the people that I thought were rotten to the core, like Trump, nobody's all the way good or all the way bad, but they all have an agenda. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Trump was unprogrammed. They could. I mean, it's a weird
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, but look, there's a lot. They all have their pros and cons. But yeah, politics is a hard thing to talk about because
Right.
everyone's always got a split opinion. But I think the general idea of politics, and like you said, that they don't run this shit.
No.
Like,
Hell no.
all you got to do, like talking back, going deep into the rabbit hole, going back to. I'm a big believer in the Anunnaki. I'm a big believer in where we actually come from, and that for me is like that's the truth right there. It's like all the rest of it. I'm just like it's noise, massive noise.
It
The
is.
media is noise. Government is noise. How comes there's always a fucking problem? Why
Yep.
is there always a? It's orchestrated because I don't know, man. It's like if I was in a relationship and there was always a problem, I would get gone from that relationship.
Yep.
So like we're in a relationship with our government that are governing us, but there's always a problem. Why is there always a problem? Because they create the fucking problem. So we are literally in the space of fear. You know, a lot of fear because fear is control. You know, resentment, all these things. You switch on the news and they just all these bad energies that they just feed into people. So they walk around in this lowest state of consciousness because they've lowered the vibration. And everyone who's understands don't put your fucking TV on, leave it alone. I don't even, and I hate, I'm like, all right, cool, ignorance. But I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I want to
Nope.
stay in my own lane. And we're here to observe this realm, whatever the hell it is, whatever this place is.
Yep.
We're here to observe it, not change it. We're here to change our own vibration, not other people's, because other people are just stuck in it. And maybe over the many lifetimes that we live, we come back so many times, and the more enlightened we get.
Yep.
This is a hard place to learn. It's a very hard place.
It's a hard place, and it's learning that you hit the nail on the head, and it's where I had to learn is that, people have already pretty much made their decision. Like a lot of us in the last few years that woke up, we lost friends, we lost family, we lost all these people, and so they see it. They watch our stories on Instagram, they watch our TikToks, they know something's going on, but some people just choose not to see, and it's like it's what you just said. They operate at a lower vibration, but when you start talking about Anunnaki and stuff like that, Galactic Council, like they're the real ones that run this damn place.
That's where I mean. There's the thing of something I saw the other day. It's like where the ice caps are, where the ice caps.
Yep.
Why are you not allowed to go there? Why do they turn you away? They're not worried about you falling through the ice.
No,
trust me. Don't go over here because you know what? We don't know if the ice is safe. All right, just stand back. We are here for you. We are being paid, or millions of pounds to each, over every single year to keep the big ships and the aircraft. Just because we worry about you falling through the ice. That's the reason why we're here, to stop you going any further. Okay.
The lies are maddening, and it's the fact that, like, Antarctica, there's a portal there. There's 7 portals on this earth too. Like Antarctica, you go far enough. The Russians and the Americans, first of all, work there hand in hand, but we're supposedly always at each other's throats. There's been a base down there with a few thousand people working our entire lifetimes that we never talk about, and they don't let you go far enough south. They have these tours, right? But there's something massive down in Antarctica.
Trust me, there's something there. There's 100% there. It's either the ice wall that they don't want us to look at, because I hate this whole. I don't want to say whether the Earth is flat or round. I don't know. It could be oblong for all I know. But there's something there that I don't.
I just made a post about that. I said, fuck my life, my whole life. It's like I would never. I used to talk about anti-vaxxers and flat earthers, and now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I think I had it wrong. What the fuck? I mean, I don't talk about vaccines either, but the main point is we've been lied to so much that it's 50-50 for me and whether the earth is flat or round.
I don't care. I
I
don't
don't
care.
either.
You know what? I know what I'm walking on right now is flat, and I'm happy about that. And it's like, you know, I don't pretend to know that what's going on in that refill. All I know is that they're fucking lying. That's all I know. No, I don't know beyond that. It's like when you get in a relationship again and you go, I know you're lying. I don't know what you did, but I know you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, like, you know, you got that guilty face. It's like this is the same. Like you look at someone and say, "You're fucking lying, motherfucker," and you're lying to my face because I can see it in your face. You're lying, and they go, "Well, what do
Yeah.
I do then?" Well, I don't know what you did, but you're lying.
Yeah. Man, I didn't know. I'll be honest, man. Like somebody just typed in the comments, guys. Shout out my guy here, Lee. Hey, no, they didn't know you were this awake. You know, like because here's the thing. A lot of people, when I first started coming out, I came out as an extraterrestrial and conservative Christian area of Houston, Texas, like the fourth largest city in the U.S. And I said, look, I'm different, man. I woke up a couple years ago. I started seeing beings. I could hear voices. I had this higher purpose and started having dreams. The dreams have been off the chain. And I was like, yeah, he is awesome. So shout out for like a lot of people don't put this side of them out because they'd rather operate inside the simulation and kind of just enjoy it. Like, and that's the thing is, when you start waking up, you go down this infinite rabbit hole where you're like, nobody knows everything, dog. Like, you're gonna make yourself miserable just trying to figure and break down every angel number, every fucking everything. So it's like it's good to talk to somebody that's like, I had no clue you were this awake, bro. I'll be honest.
I
Like,
mean,
you're
look, I think the reason I've been through a lot, a lot of, I don't know, even in the UK, people know me. I've been through a lot. People have a perception of me that's completely wrong, but that's just media led a lot of the time. And I've made some mistakes, but I grew up in the industry and my life has been publicized. So every fucking little thing I do is like, and they never say anything nice. So, and that's cool. That's cool. Again, that comes down to ego and whether I give a shit. And I choose not to. So, but I know through my own eyes, and I'll tell you two things that I've seen with my own eyes, and I swear on my whole existence, my whole life, this is the truth. I went to rehab once, and I went twice, in fact, but this was the second time that I went, and I was sitting in a sharing circle. I didn't want to be there. I was like, fuck this. I don't need to be here. Like, we were proper in denial about my addictions and stuff. And anyway, I was there, and I saw this like flash of light, but not like a normal flash of light, like a kind of like bright white, like pure light. It was like out the corner of my eye. And as I looked, I saw this to the side of me. I saw this like crystal type being standing there, and it looked like a prism, like a reflective light that was not see-through, but it was shining, but in like prism diamond shapes, if you know what I mean.
mm-hmm.
And I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, I mean, I was thinking I'm not coming down off anything, or I've been there a while now, so I'm thinking, well, like I'm seeing something crazy. And then anyway, it disappeared, and I rang my mum and I said to her, like, mum, like, I told her, because my mum does medium tarot cards and stuff, so she's very spiritual. And I said to her, like, I'd seen this thing, and she said, oh, it's really funny. I prayed to Granddad to come and see you today. And I was like,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, you know,
I believe
there's
in,
like
listen,
you
there's
could
no
take it
doubt in
away.
my
Some
mind.
people might be like, "Well, you were tripping off your bollocks in rehab." So, like, that's I didn't see it like that, because my doctor even come up to me and said, "Lee, you've been on the drugs today. I think it was." I was like, "No." I'm like, I swear, I know what I saw. I've done mushrooms and hallucinogenics, and
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like that.
bro,
You can, you
bro.
know,
The thing, the craziest thing is, okay, when you do mushrooms and you enter these, like, and we've all done a level where you're in a different dimension, right? But I've seen crazier shit when I'm sober, like where I'm like, like where there's no camera and you have no
workout
phone,
goddess.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So sorry, says I had an experience like that. I'm just gonna say myself.
bro.
Yeah.
It's when you, and I have to ask you this because this is what happened to me. Have you? when you cheat death, this is my opinion. The first time I drowned when I was 12, where yeah, you don't really die, but like you come back, well, you kind of lose the fear of death, and you come back as multidimensional, and you get communicated with by your higher self or by beings or spirits and guides. So I'm pretty sure you cheated death. How many times have you cheated death?
Uh, uh, a few, I
Where
think, probably.
it could have been an
Like drug
overdose. It could have
wise,
been car accident.
yeah, drugs, a lot of drugs, probably a
Drugs.
lot of drugs, a lot of
Yeah.
drugs. That I mean, I always call cocaine the devil's dandruff. I don't call it cocaine.
Ooh, yeah. That
You
was
know,
that was a doozy for me. That like
yeah,
people say because I blew I
so
became a millionaire at 22. I used to own some slot machines and shit. And the fact to me, I told people the fastest way to sober up is just blow through your money because I was a gambler. I lived at the casinos, poker,
yeah,
blackjack, slot machines, whatever. But
but they all go hand in hand,
cocaine
though,
was
right?
a doozy.
Yeah, but they all go hand in hand. They all
They
they
do.
all they all blend into one another. Like cocaine, alcohol. You know, they're all. I mean, alcohol's a big demon for me. I still struggle now, but I try. It's like I'm conscious of that. Like so, I'm right now. I'm very much on a clean path, and I'm trying to keep like myself good, and I've got a good life, and everything's really good for me. So I'm trying to stay hell away from it. And what it's not the alcohol, it's what surrounds the alcohol. It's what the triggers are, and the triggers that you allow in your life that make you then go to those substances or whatever it may be. uh uh, uh Something that, a catalyst of what you will make you do those things, if whatever it is. So I try and keep myself in a positive mind frame, and keep away negativity, anger, resentment, all those kind of things. Just keep away from it all. It's a hard thing to do, and this is life. This is what we all have to go through. There's everyone, no matter, painted on a different brush. The canvas, whatever we have of life, is everyone has struggles, and that's one common thing that we have. All different struggles, but it's commonly that the human existence is here for pain. It's one of my biggest quotes, that my mantras that I like to live by is the heart has no rainbow if the eyes have no tears, which is a Native American Indian quote.
Say,
And that
say
for
that,
me,
say that one more time. We need to hear that one.
the
That's a gem.
the heart has no rainbow if the eyes have no tears.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah, it's
powerful.
beautiful, right?
That's
Yeah.
beautiful, man.
So
Man,
it's a
I'm completely shocked.
native.
Like you're blowing my mind right now because you know we all have social medias and things like that. And for me, I just got in telling my story. Like I didn't really expect. I knew I had a story to tell to try to wake people up that wanted to be woken up. But you're on a level like that you just get it. And I find, do you know anybody in your life that are as wake as you or as conscious as you, or do you find you get bored at times that you don't have people to have high level conversations with?
uh I mean, yeah, I've got lots of friends, like lots of massive, like teachers.
Yeah.
There's people, especially with the journey that I've been on. Doing the iboga, and I did an amazing ceremony, which was something called Blue Lotus, which the Egyptians used to take, which is DMT based.
Ooh.
That was incredible. But it's not that, it sounds like the people that don't know think that, oh, you're just going off and doing these hallucinogens. They're not. It's not this. It's medicine for your soul. It's the things that I saw, that I understood. My addictions become less because of the receptors in the brain that are fixed from the. It's like doing years of counseling, in one sitting. And I'm not going to promote it. I will never praise. It's for someone else to find. It will call you if you need it, and if that's your journey. I will never tell someone to go and do it. I would just be like, you. If you've heard about it, then maybe it's calling you. That's the truth. And the thing is, I think sometimes if you're looking for people that to lift you up into a higher consciousness, it has to start with you first.
Yep.
It has to come from you can't think, oh, I'm going to meet someone who's going to lift me up. That it's got to be from your own doing. And also I feel like sometimes like I've spoken to people where I don't know people, like speaking to someone who's I don't know, even sometimes like you can find beauty in this world from the most unexpected things. Like for instance, the other day I was walking down London, saw this guy sitting there, and he had like a sign saying hungry. And so I was like, yo, come, let me get you some food, right? So I took him in. Now, I said, what do you want? The guy blew my mind because he was so humble to the fact, even though I was offering him food, he felt bad for me saying to him, take what you want.
Wow.
He's like, no, it blew my mind because I would have think, right, he's a homeless guy, clearly hungry. You would have thought he would have been like, you giving me whatever I want? Like I said, whatever you want. And he was like, no, I just take this. I just take this. I said, do you want a coffee? Oh, okay, I'll take it. And he didn't speak much English, but he was like, it blew my mind because he was totally like ungreedy for someone who had nothing. And that's what blew my mind. I was like, and he was obviously so grateful, which was lovely as well for someone who had literally nothing. It was a real person on the street, homeless man. But his humility in him was like shining, and I was like, it took my breath away. It really did.
That's a beautiful thing and a beautiful point. It's one thing where, you know, I posted this Tupac video a while back, and he said something about like, don't worry about when you give money or you give, it's an exchange of energy. If whether they're an addict or a drink, like, food, obviously we want to feed people, but whenever you give something from the heart, it's just an exchange of energy, and what they
Yeah.
do with it, it's like you did a kind act. People are so judgy on, oh, they're just gonna do this with it, they're just gonna
Whatever.
do that with it,
So what?
like, and to feed
Yeah.
somebody, like, these are the things. I don't talk a whole lot about Jesus on here, but these are the things Jesus felt way more comfortable hanging around people that were less well to do than the elites, because those people they they're
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 lost.
they're
Lost. I
lost,
feel you,
man.
man. I've been there. And you know what? I used to go to like parties with like Dolce Gabbana, Elton John, like big stars hanging around with like like big people like Sting, and looking at this Tom Jones. There's this one. There's Mary J. Blige. Do you know what I mean? All in the same room. Whew, that was hard. It was hard. It's like you're hard, like energy, not
Yeah.
just nervous. The energy wasn't right. I stopped wanting to go to these kind of parties afterwards. Not saying anything bad about Elton John, because I think he's absolutely beautiful and he does amazing things for like children with AIDS in Africa. Is a most amazing man.
Yeah.
But the energy I found hard to be in with those kind of people, because them like elite kind of money people, they vibrate at a different level, man. They're not on the normal like stratospheres,
Yeah,
I
it's
never
it's
felt
funny.
that anyway.
It's funny you say that, because I always talk about music, and the people that I know. I always talk about the 144,000, and there's over 10 million star seeds and light workers that are here. But the people that I've been around, that I've been meeting politicians lately. I've been meeting actresses and people like that. We've all been like, not when I say been around, in the same room. Maybe it could have even been a concert, but Prince, Lenny Kravitz, Alicia Keys, um, um God, Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, like, all, there's a lot of people that it's just a different energy. And so to hear you say these people that I know are versions of us, it's funny you say that, because I don't talk about Illuminati and shit like that, because we're all illuminated once you elevate and vibrate so high. But to be uncomfortable around that energy says something, because I know, I can tell just by this interaction, you're a pure soul. Like,
Oh, bless.
it's a weird thing, man. Like, the 1% are the demons, is what they just said.
Yeah, I
It's
saw that. I saw that.
yeah,
Look,
Eric.
we're
Huh?
all here. We all meet. I meet people and I think, oh, bad energy, stay away. But I think, like, coming back to like where you meet people that are enlightened, I think once you become open to that, more people will come to you. Like us, we met. I
Yep.
saw you. I saw your posts, and I went, I like this guy. I like what you're talking about, man. I hear you. And so we started chatting, and then we're like, let's do a live. Let's talk. It's good to speak to you. It's good to talk about these things. And there's no I'm a big thing about like not preaching to people and saying like, yo, you need to wake up. There's always all this thing. Oh, why? I've seen a lot of stuff online, especially over COVID. Like, be woke, people, be woke. Yeah, there was some bullshit with COVID. I like 100%. Like, and you got to be dumb if you couldn't see the bullshit. But like, some people are okay with the bullshit. They like
Right.
the bullshit because it gives them a safety net, and you take that safety net away, and they have no foundation. So you can't do that. Some, you know, they're children. People are children at the end of the day. They like to be led. They need to be shown, and they have been indoctrinated into this system since birth. Line up on the left, do as you're told. You know, the heaven and hell, these kind of things. It's all indoctrinated into it, and you can't just expect to be unwound because suddenly this new generation of like TikTokers and Instagrammers suddenly come together and think that we know what's going on. Like, we can't expect that, man. That's like fucking stupid. Like, we can't. We got to be a
You're
little bit more humility with the idea of what is you know, hundreds of years or thousands of years of suppression.
you know, I really needed to hear this message this morning. I was in Bermuda, and I'm vaccinated. I don't care about. I don't subscribe to fear. I knew I was gonna travel to get this message out. I literally don't care. But I was staying with somebody, and she started talking about monkeypox and this and that and taking guns, and I'm like, look, man, I don't subscribe to fear, and I understand. Like, I find that I get to people that are at a certain level, and then they just shut off because they've been programmed so much their whole life. So I just quit. I quit going with that, and I realized that you're not going to unravel somebody and one conversation, or it's going to take some time, and they have to want the spiritual journey and spiritual awakening. I always describe it as this: it's going inside of yourself, healing your childhood trauma. You have to heal it. No, there's no magic pill or no savior. You have to do the work. Nobody, we can hold your hand and we can help guide you, but you got to put in that work. You got to heal it, and maybe you never heal, but you're going to get to a good enough place where you can find happiness. You can go in nature, you can ground, you can earth, you can hit that reset button that doesn't trigger you. Like, a lot of us had anger issues, a lot of us were depressed, and the
Yeah,
fallback for a lot of us was addiction, especially alcohol and drugs. Like, that was just,
yeah.
oh, I
So
had a bad in a
so
cigarette.
readily, it's so readily available. You know,
It's right
you
there.
know, right. It's right in front of you, man. It's not hard to get drugs. It's not hard to, you know, you can go to the store and buy alcohol. Alcohol is drugs. It's a
Yep.
drug. It's a drug.
It,
It's a, like, you know, they call it spirit for a reason. It's a bad fucking spirit. So, you know, like, the at the end of the day, we all go through our things that enlighten us, and that's really what we're here to do. Like, and so you know, Buddha says you don't know life until you know pain. There's my quote saying, you know, the heart has no rainbow if the eyes have no tears. One thing you're gonna experience in this life, and I think once you come to like accepting that, is better, because then you can accept it and let it go, that you're gonna go through some shit. And
yeah.
that's a given, because otherwise what are you doing there? What's the point? You know, because we're all gonna elevate into a different space, and I think you can go through change in different cycles of your life, and I definitely have, massively. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the pain. The pain's actually taught me to be a better person, so that's you become grateful for it, you know. And
You're
that's the
you're
truth.
yeah. I honestly, man, again, it's literally like when we meet people on a certain level, it's like talking to myself. I talk about this all the time. There,
We're vibrating, bro.
I'm telling you, I literally, because the pain there, you know, like they say, you know, no pleasure without pain, but it's like the pain makes you feel alive. And when anytime it's a heartbreak, a car accident, anything you go through that's pain, you know, you're about to ascend and elevate, because your body
Mm,
repairs itself, your mind repairs itself, and you become stronger. It's a weird
yeah.
thing. It's a weird damn matrix we're in.
Yeah, yeah, it is, but it's a beautiful thing. There's so much beauty, and I think coming back to what you said about nature. I think that's the biggest thing that you just said. Like, for me, like, I was like, you said that, it really struck a chord with me, because nature. I've been brought up in nature. My mum used to always take us on walks and stuff, and she still does now. And I feel that the suppression comes from these concrete jungles that we're put in. They're the prisons. It's like the bills, the thing. They're there. So suddenly you get further and further away from what actually God intended you to be. and
Yep.
we are a part of this planet. Mother Earth is our mother. It's a
Yep.
living organism that we're living on. We are part of this earth, and it gets discarded so easily to almost be like non-existent. And that's why I'm so big on like American Native American Indian quotes and their life, the way of life. I mean, for me, they were the most beautiful people because they really respected the earth. They understood the earth. They understood spirit. They understood animals and the way they come from. And I think we've lost that. And I think that's probably through a time of when they used to burn the witches and all that kind of stuff, because they really were about the earth and about like nature. And I know there was probably some darkness to it as well, but I think that whole connection has been lost with us. And I would love for us as a human race to one day go back to that, and I don't know how. That's the
I,
only thing. I don't know if it's got to crumble down to the bare, back to the earth, as it were, which has got to be devastating for us to then bloom up again. It's like that's the only thing I think, and which is quite sad to think, actually.
I don't know how this is. Again, I've been talking about this a lot lately. I don't know how we get there because it's a sad thing to say that yes, we're here in human form, but humans are literally parasites. We've ruined this. It's all about greed and build bigger and more and more and more, and we've lost touch. Like there's for the people, I turned into a tree hugger. Like if you'd have told me 3 years ago that I would go out and take my shoes off and just walk in the grass and hug trees, I might have believed it because I'm open to whatever. But there's just this element of like we literally ruin everything. It's like because they're us too.
No, but I don't think we. I think that's because of overconsumption. We don't need half the shit that we get shoved down our throats. So that's just because then you get living for stuff that is not necessary, and that's because of big pharmaceutical, that big companies that are making profit from us, and it's like the minute we stop buying it, the minute they stop, but it's just because we comply. But I always think, look, we're here we're not humans having a spiritual experience. We're spirits having a human experience, and I think if we can understand that, then we can go back to the roots of where we're actually from. And it don't cost nothing to go for a walk in nature. It's there for you. You just got to open your eyes. You just got to open your eyes. There's no, that's the
It's
truth.
one of the few things. It's one of the few things that we get for free, and I 100% agree with you. You have a question, guys. Let's give me a couple questions for my guy. He was kind enough. You just got done flying, right? You said, and then you went, and then you're in
No,
Denmark now.
I've got to go. I'm in Denmark. I just came from London doing a gig, but I've got another gig in Denmark now, and I've got to go and get on a 2-hour journey, and then I'm on stage. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well,
go on.
hey,
Let's
hey,
ask some
listen.
questions.
Oh yeah. Do you want to take one or two questions? You got time? One or two?
Yeah. Go on,
Okay.
go on. I've got a little while. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Give us a couple questions, guys. Man, this. I mean, it's for me. It's funny because I never really planned lives, and we just jumped on. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, we
It's
did. Yeah,
eight.
it was like that. I was like, yeah, what's up? It
Yeah.
was
I
like
mean,
that.
I didn't
But that's
expect you
right.
to
That's the
say.
way it should be, man. That's good.
Oh,
That's
here's
good.
one. Three
I've
words
enjoyed
for
it. I've
everyone.
enjoyed it.
What's 3 words for everyone? If you could tell people 3 words, what 3 words would you use?
Oh, I don't know, but in what idea of what? Just three
That's a
words in general. I would like.
I would say for me spirituality, duality, and fucking infinity. Like we're infinite beings. I mean everybody
I
has a
mean,
devil.
love, live, and pray. That's what I'm saying. That's the truth
It,
right
it
now.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. Do what about do you meditate a lot or no?
In my own way.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't sit there.
I had to learn.
Hum.
Well, I had to learn that there's you can be meditating when you're on stage. You can be like when you're in the concert or when you're rehearsing. You can be in
Yeah.
another space in your own way. Like when I walk with no headphones, listening to
Yeah.
nature, and I'm in my own mind in my own space versus sitting there closing my eyes, which is very difficult to
No,
do.
I can't do that. I'm too ADHD to do that. What I do is I put earphones on and I listen to Native American Indian music and I walk in nature. Um, I also do a lot of sage. I sage a lot. I have this ritual that goes fuck off, fuck off, and fuck off. It's very spiritual.
I, I started saying I sage so much. I sage my phone and I sage my body. Like not only the
Yeah,
space. I
I'm
literally
always
say,
saging.
"Oh man,
Always saging. But
all
I
these."
but I literally I say f off every time I go. My wife always laughs at me. I'm like fuck off, fuck off, and she goes, you make me laugh, and I'm like, well, it's not unspiritual to tell something to fuck off.
Oh, here's one. How spiritual is your wife? Like, are y'all on two different levels, or does she get it at a high level?
We're at different levels, but she's very, very open and she's very, very supportive of me, and she's the most level person that I've ever met, and that's the reason why I married her, because she's a Libra.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini, so
Oh, Gemini season. Oh no, I feel like you had to be a Gemini. When's your birthday, man?
17th of June.
Oh, who? Oh, wait, hold on. Not Prince. Somebody. You share the birthday with somebody else. Hold on. Not Prince. I have to look it up, but I know you share a birthday with somebody.
Okay,
That,
all right, cool.
but you're the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
famous Gemini.
What are you? What are you?
I'm a Taurus. 420 is my
Taurus.
birthday.
Okay,
420.
okay.
I was kind of made for that day, and I don't even really smoke no more. Yeah. Oh,
I
Prince is
don't
six
smoke.
seven. His name
Yeah, but
is
we've
Lee
got
Ryan, right? Lee Ryan.
Lee Ryan. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
they're asking your name. Okay, Team Taurus. Yeah, man. The last 3 years. Let me see. Do you have spiritual jewelry too? Like, I don't
Oh
recognize
yeah,
my.
no, this one's my favorite. This right here is the Good
That's
Wolf.
awesome.
Have you ever heard the poem of the Good Wolf?
No.
You know it? Oh, this
Mm-mm.
is beautiful. So I got this. This is obviously the native again, but there's a poem for people that don't know. Maybe people do, but there's a beautiful poem that says there's two there's a granddad and a grandchild, and the grandchild says to the granddad, "I've got two wolves inside of me, granddad. The one wolf is love, joy, abundance, happiness, so forth, and the other one is hatred, fear, anger, so forth." And he says, they fight with each other every single day inside of me, and I don't know which one will win. And the
Yep.
granddad simply says to him, "It's the one you feed."
Ooh. Ooh. I love
So,
that.
so I
That's
always
powerful.
say, feed the the girl just said that there. You feed the good wolf. So that's why I've got this, because I always feed the good wolf. Don't feed the bad wolf, because that will win. Wherever you, it's a beautiful poem because it just completely it sums up us as humans. We all have them two wolves inside of us, and they will constantly fight against each other, and you're going to be torn each way. But it's only the one you feed that will win. So feed the good wolf, feed the love, feed abundance, feed joy, feed happiness. Like forget the rest, let it fuck off. Sage.
So here's one. So, because a lot of people say that the devil inside of you, or we talk about duality, is ego. How many
Yeah.
times do you think you've had ego death, or has your ego been dissolved where you're like, damn,
All the time. All the time.
oh,
All
shit.
the time. Like I'm like, oh, slap myself
Oh,
in the face.
yeah,
Yeah, all right, wake up, wake up. That was a good lesson. I think it's the real. Like, look, we all have to keep going through that, and that's good. That's a good thing. And
yep,
it's just when you actually recognize it. It's being conscious enough of yourself. I think. What did I read? I heard Eckhart Tolle say something the other day. Is that Eckhart Tolle? Yeah, right. He said something about being conscious of your own conscious. Being conscious of your own
wow,
conscious. And I was trying to understand what he meant. I was like, what? Being conscious of your own consciousness. It's like kind of looking inside of your own consciousness, out, like from a third party.
yeah.
So it's like almost like, I don't know. That's a mad kind of
That's
idea.
genius because to me, the most important quality a person can have is self awareness. knowing who you are and knowing who you're not. Don't lie. Like you can lie to people all you want, but don't lie to yourself. Like and that's the one thing I say is I know who I am. I know when I look good or when I don't look good or all these things that sometimes we typically care about. And so knowing that self-awareness is so key, that being conscious of your conscience is, I mean, that just
It's a paradox, right?
that's levels. That's
Yeah,
levels.
it's levels, bro. I was like, hold on a minute. Do I need to smoke something here to understand that?
Yeah, yeah, right.
like,
Yeah.
but like,
But seriously, it's you go through so many ego deaths, trials and
yeah,
tribulations. There's
yeah,
timeline jumping, all these different things where you're like, and so finally, you know, for me again, I'm to a point where here's a superpower because I feel like you have it too. When you've been enthralled in addiction before, when you can beat your addictions and you can still dip back in and have a beer or have a drink or do something from time to time and it doesn't control your life, you've now beat that and have a power over it. It doesn't mean that you're going to go off the rails. Nothing calls my name anymore. That's what I say. Nothing says, oh, I
yeah.
got to have you.
A good thing to get to. I still struggle with that. And I
Yeah.
mean, I remember when I sat in rehab once, and I kind of said the same thing to this guy once, and I was like, we were sharing in a circle, and I said to him, well, why can't you? Because I was never like a drinker every day. I was more of a binge drinker, like, but did it every other day, like, you know, quite badly. So I said, well, why don't you just like stop drinking? And he kind of looked at me and he went, because I'm an alcoholic.
I mean,
Wait, yeah, that was a bit of a stupid question.
you know, I mean, I mean,
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
that is
Check your strap.
hilarious. Have
But
you ever seen a UFO?
yes, yes, I have. Yeah, I was going through the Swiss Alps on tour, and I saw a white mountain, and I saw this red dot come out of the mountain, like go like this, and then go up. It was nothing. I'd like. There was no way in a million years anything could move that fast, and it was a big red dot. It was like it was shining lights going like that, and it just flew up. I was like, and I saw that with my own eyes, so I know that there's other stuff because I've seen it. Whether people want to believe it or not, I've seen it. I've seen a spirit in front of my eyes. I've seen an alien craft in the sky go up so fast out of out of a massive white mountain. You know, what if you've seen it with your own eyes, you can't question it, right?
I saw some last night. Honestly, I'm in New Jersey now. I was just in Bermuda the last 3 months. I went out to the Jersey Shore, and I did a 20-minute meditation, and the next thing you know, I look up, and it was. I mean, the things that we see in the skies. I'm just like, come on, man. Like it feels like we're getting trolled by the UFOs now. Like they're just like
They
laughing down.
need to come. We're a bit too primitive for them at the moment. But dude, I'm gonna have to bounce, man. It's been lovely talking to you, but I've got to get ready to go to this show, and I'm like a bit bog-eyed already. I ain't slept too
Brother, I
much.
appreciate your time, man. This is how we make change because I know somebody on here heard something that resonated. Thank you, Lee Ryan. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
and
We'll
thank you
hop on
to everyone
again.
who's been listening. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, man. Thank you so much, and enjoy. Have a wonderful day, and kill it at the concert, my guy.
Yeah, I'll probably be like, take it easy.
Thank you, man.
See you,
Appreciate
man.
you, brother.
Peace, peace,
All
peace,
right,
peace.
later. Thanks, man. Now, how was that, guys? Huh? Oops. It won't let me. Guys, how was that? Oh shit. Uh oh. Here we go. Sorry. Was that not amazing? Was that good? I mean, that was very random. I don't even know what the heck's going on with the glitching. It was a very random live. I was literally just, when you wake up and you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna hop on TikTok here for a few. So yeah, man, this was an impromptu live, guys. I'm gonna take a 10-minute break and be back. Do y'all want to come back and have some more guests on? Huh? Y'all want to come back on? Let's do it. Huh? Okay, cool. I'll be back on in 10 minutes. I'm going to take a break. Be right back.